Greetings and salutations, welcome back. Second Star right here, talking a little bit more about Raid Shadow Legends. And today, I thought we'd talk about a support character champion that I occasionally see people asking about in Discord or in just chat in game. And they'll say, hey, I have a Zelotah. Is he any good? And I'll see people chat back, he's fine. And you know what? He is. He is fine. So let's go over how fine Zelotah is today. Alright, so this is my Zealotah, 6 stars, level 60. I only have him to 5 ascensions. I found, just in using him, that I didn't really need the banner yet for what I needed. And in fact, his gear, as you can see, he was one of my first 6 stars. So I did not have a lot of gear at the time. And it turns out, for my purposes, it's not really necessary to have him be maxed out in all of the best stuff. Right now he has 55,000 hit points, and that serves my purposes for the moment. So the point of Zealotah anyway is shields, continuous heal, crowd control. That's what he's designed for. So that's kind of where I try to maximize it. He's slow as heck, so I had to put some speed gear on him. He's only 95 base speed, which is pretty bad. So I have him in speed gear and I have him in accuracy gear for his debuffs. So let's go over his skills real quick, and I'll show you why I have him geared the way that I do. Originally, I had him on my clan boss team. You know, as I said, one of my first 6 stars, one of my first T6 masteries. He was one of the champions I had in my 5 that I had first 6 starred and first going up against the clan boss to go through Minotaur 15. You know the drill. So, as such, I just needed him to get me through that obstacle, because Minotaur 15 can be a pain when you're first starting out. So what he does, he has a Hypnotic Gaze A1, which is a 15% sleep. You can book that more, but why? Sleep isn't a great crowd control, but it's good enough. If I'm just trying to avoid damage, avoid getting hit, just having your opponent miss a turn is fine. His Armored Scales, his A2, it's 4 turns, and it puts a 20% shield that scales with this champion's hit points. So with his 55,000 hit points, that's an 11,000 hit point shield on my dudes every 4 turns. And a 15% continuous heal buff on allies for 2 turns. And again, the shield can be booked even higher. And if it wasn't random, then maybe I would consider using books in that area. But because your books are random, I don't want sleeps getting buffed. So I kind of shied away from that. If you have books to spare, booking his shield would be great, but that's not the world we live in at the moment. Before I go over there, let's go to Horrid Dreams, his A3, which is an AoE sleep. Again, sleep's not the best, but if you can get everyone to sleep for a turn, nothing wrong with that. So it has a 75% chance under enemies with debuffs too. So odds are on a team, and he's slow, so he's probably going to be going towards the end of the turns. Odds are he's going to be hitting people that are already under debuff. So you already kind of get a free 25% boost from the base 50% chance, even before booking. So, and again, I probably wouldn't book. His aura is a 70 resist in the arena. Just in case you wanted to use that. You're probably not going to use that in arena unless you really want to resist people, which has its uses, but I digress. Okay, Masteries. Let's go over Masteries real quick. Okay, so my Masteries, I went down the defense and support trees. You don't have to. He's support character, so he's not going to benefit from additional defense. He's not going to benefit from additional hit points, and all of his attacks are based on his attack value, not hit points or defense. So I'll explain what I did and why I did it, because again, my vision for the champion, and you should always have that when you're building someone, what role you want them to fill is survivability and crowd control. So that's why I did what I did. But if you were thinking only clan boss, you might maybe want to go in the offense tree, and I will go through some additional choices you might want to make if you do that instead. So basically, tough skin, of course, rejuvenation, why not? Resurgent, sure, it's good to have debuff removal if you don't have a debuffer. And let's go back to Rejuvenation real quick. Again, values of shields in Zealotah is the shield guy, so that's a good pick. Down here, you could diverge. If you're going clan boss and you're going, say, maybe offense and defense tree, delay death might be a better choice for you. Or whatever. It's just that's better for clan boss. This is in Harvest Despair is better for dungeons. And here you can go a different way here too. I went with deterrence as a counterattack because it triggers A1 on counterattack and that has the sleep. So I'm thinking crowd control. You could also have done it here. That's fine. You could also have used Selfless Defender for more survivability. Absolutely. Could have gone that way too. I just wanted to do this. Cycle of Revenge. I like turn meter increases, so that was just my preference. You don't have to do that, but I wanted definitely to get down to Fearsome Presence, increasing the chances of placing stun, sleep, freeze, or provoke, because in the support tree, all the things that extend debuffs don't extend sleep. So you kind of need Fearsome Presence if you have a sleeper like Zelotah. Alright, the support tree is where things get interesting. Okay, so I was thinking, when I was thinking about my Zelotah and how I was going to build the character, I was thinking survivability for the support tree. So I went down the left side of the tree, which is more based on your buffs. So I got steadfast instead of pinpoint accuracy. You can definitely do pinpoint accuracy and then go into charged focus. If you do that, I would skip Exalted Death, and then I would still, even if you had pinpoint accuracy, I would still go down and get Shield Bearer, because Zelotah is the shield guy, and you definitely want to buff his shields. So you definitely want Shield Bearer, you definitely want Healing Savior, and you definitely want Merciful Aid. You want those shields buffed as much as you can. Now you're thinking, hey, what about Lay on Hands? Lay on Hands does not work with continuous heal. Zelotah's only heal is continuous. This will not work, so you can safely skip that. And I don't know if that's a design on purpose, but I've tried it. I've looked at the little info button in the middle of a fight, and I've never seen Lay on Hands change the base healing rate of a continuous heal, unfortunately. So you can go down this side if you want to do some more turn meter reduction. And the reason why that's viable with Zelotah is because he has 1 buff and 2 debuffs. So really you're getting more usage out of this right side of the tree, because his sleeps are only 1 turn, so they're going to be expiring a lot. So I can definitely see use of doing that. But I would still try to work back over to the other side and get the shield buffs. I think that will give you more use in the long run. And plus, the 2 heavy hitters kind of over on this side that a lot of people get, over on the right hand side, that a lot of people get is Sniper and Master Hexer, but you'll notice that neither of them work on sleep, and those are the only debuffs that Zelotah casts, so they are useless. So I would kind of stay over here. And plus, is this the one? Yeah, Elixir of Life. I mean, if you're thinking about really maximizing your shields, you could go and get Elixir of Life as your tier 6 in the support tree, but it's only really 600 base hit points added to a shield. So is that worth a T6? I don't know. Maybe you're where's the accuracy one? Maybe you want 50 accuracy. Maybe that would be better if you were gonna do that, as opposed to Fearsome Presence. I just chose Fearsome Presence. That was just how I wanted to do it. You can totally do it either way. It's hard to get the accuracy and the shields by the way it's designed. So it's unfortunate, but thinking that this was a good compromise between survivability and crowd control, I took it, and that's how I decided to design it, and it's actually working out pretty well. Alright, let's look at his total stats real quick. First, let's go over this middle row here, where all the weird stats are, right? So, 40% hit points. I got one for the accuracy chest and hit point boots. So it doesn't even have speed boots. That's why he has all these 2 speed sets on, because I wanted more hit points over speed, but I definitely needed some speed because he's just so darn slow, right? So total stats, I know my head's going to be in the way a little bit, but it's just those last two is debuff resistance and debuff accuracy. And these are really the only stats that matters, hit points and accuracy. You just want to land your debuffs as much as possible for your crowd control, and you want to have a little bit of beef to your hit points so that your shields are stronger for your allies. And that's really all there is to it. All right, so I did a Dragon's Run, and then I thought to myself, wow, showcasing a champion whose special abilities are crowd control, healing, and shields does not necessarily make for compelling viewing. Especially on this one, where all he did was shield and heal and let the DPS do what they do. Granted, he did it. I mean, we got through this without problems. No one died. It was great, but not necessarily the most compelling example of video watching, shall we say. However, something I do want to talk about a bit is Minotaur 15, because one of the best things about Minotaur 15, after you have a complete set of tier 6 fully maxed out mastery team, is you can bring in scrubs and you can get their masteries done really quickly. Well, that's a relative term, really quickly. It still takes 1,000 or more, and maybe 2,000 energy. But still, the point is that it's not random who the scrolls go to. The scrolls will always go to your scrub who doesn't have any. And then in my case is this Crimson Slayer right here, she's level 50. I'm gonna do a guide on her as soon as her masteries are complete. I had Judge doing 2, but then Stu came out with the Judge video today, so those plans are put on hold for a little while. Hopefully no one will come out with a Crimson Slayer guide anytime soon. But so here we go. This is wave 2. Wave 2 is, of course, the pain in the butt wave. Usually people have blown all their skills, all their cooldowns on the first one, but here we go. There we go. We slept everyone. Zelotah came in, slept the entire wave, and they missed their entire first damage turn. So now we get to go again. And which is great because these guys hit hard. That second wave, Minotaur 15, pain in the butt. Those Lurias and the Cold Hearts and the Exemplar, forget it. Pain in the butt. So we got through with no problem, and we even kept our scrub alive. Our scrub gets to attack the boss for once. That's no mean feat. Not that it really matters. It's not really contributing, but the fact Zelotah's contribution to this team kept her alive all the way to the boss. Kept everyone alive. And only Aethel and Tyrell are in lifesteal gear. Everyone else, Zargala is just 2 immortals and a cruel, and Zelotah, you saw, has 2 speeds and an accuracy. So, but as you can see, their health is barely dipping. We're having not a problem at all getting through this. So, Zelotah is serving his purpose in this regard. Now, of course, he has 2 sleeps, and neither of them. You see the debuff blocked? Sleep doesn't work in the boss, so that's just a wasted debuff. But he still managed to put up okay damage, considering. I think his Horrid Dreams does. Here we go. It does about 10k there. And that's not bad. He didn't have Raging Bull on either, so that's not bad. Just do more damage, of course, when the boss has his Raging Bull up. And we are just about done. Alright. Come on, guys. Let's not drag this out any more longer than necessary. Alright, Tyrell will put him down. Okay, so there you have it. Zelotah does what he does, performs as intended, right? Crowd control, shields, heals. Man, so if you're wondering, if you're on the fence, I have a Zelotah, should I bring him up? And you don't really have anyone else. Like, I didn't have an apothecary when I had Zelotah, and there are times, let's face it, Zelotah is going to be more useful than apothecary. Apothecary might be the better overall champion, but situationally, if you just want to stay alive, Zelotah is pretty good with the continuous heals, with the shields, with the crowd control. Something to consider, right? So if you're wondering how he performs under pressure, there you go. I hope this video helped you out in that regard. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more stuff like this, let me know in the comments who you want to see next. I am working on it, man. It's hard to do things in this game, like I said, because everything's monetized, but I will work my way towards it, if there's something you want to see. I appreciate you sticking with me, and thank you. Please leave any comments if this helped, if you want to see something else, and subscribe if you want to be notified next time one of these comes out. All right, thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.